India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri has been leading India's press briefings since Operation Sindoor was launched, along with Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh. This is since the 7th of May. On the 10th of May, in a 2-minute press conference, Vikram Misri announced the ceasefire understanding between India and Pakistan. Ever since, he and his family have become the targets of aggressive online abuse, trolling and doxing, to the extent that India's Foreign Secretary has had to make his profile on X private. He's had to lock his profile because of the vile nature of abuse hurled at him for doing his job. But now let me tell you who this man is that some of you are abusing online. Vikram Misri was born on 7 November 1964. He is an Indian diplomat of the Indian Foreign Service, currently serving as the 35th Foreign Secretary of India since July 2024. Previously, he has served as the Deputy National Security Advisor of India from January 2022 until July 2024, and as the Ambassador of India to China from July 2019 to December 2021. He has previously served as the Private Secretary to Prime Minister Inder Kumar Gujral, I.K. Gujral, Manmohan Singh and Narendra Modi, and has also been the Indian Ambassador to Spain and Myanmar. These are his credentials. But what are the credentials of those who are trolling him? We can all guess. However, let me put those credentials aside for just a second and let's come and now once and for all clarify the following. These are officers of the Indian government and the Indian armed forces who are doing their job. Vikram Misri did not take the decision on the ceasefire understanding. He announced it. He is doing his job. So why are we trolling and abusing officers of our government as if they are taking these decisions independently? We have to understand one thing, viewers, and be very clear about this going forward. We have to respect the decisions that have been taken by the government and the armed forces. We have voted a government into power to take these decisions on our behalf. We have the armed forces that serve the nation and are appointed to take decisions on our security matters. These decisions are taken after careful and clear collaboration basis on information that you and I perhaps are not privy to. Someone in the country has to take decisions which are not guided by emotion but by rationale. That's the hard truth. Now, you may argue that as civilians, as citizens who've been at the receiving end of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism in Pahalgam, what about the families of those who saw their fathers, husbands, brothers and sons killed in front of their eyes? How do you expect them to not be emotional and to demand maybe the annihilation of Pakistan? Well, we don't expect anyone to be unemotional. Please understand that the whole nation stands with you, with the victims of Pahalgam. We are together in this, but it is the job of the government and the armed forces to make decisions that are not emotional or personal. But let me tell you that the government and armed forces do take this very personally. However, their decisions cannot be personal to the extent that these decisions are then made in haste. So when we sit on our phones and our computers and troll and abuse India's Foreign Secretary and call him a traitor, I want you to know this. Vikram Misri was born in Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir. He is a Kashmiri Pandit. He attended Burnhall School and DAV School in Srinagar. He then studied at Carmel Convent School in Udhampur. So if you think a terror attack on the citizens of India is not personal for him, you're wrong. It's personal for each and every one of us but we cannot allow our emotions to run so high that we reduce ourselves to abusing our own. And on that note, I'd like to take a moment to say this. Mr. Misri, Bharat is with you. We are with you. And with that, I open this conversation. I have with me Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. We have R.K. Bhargav, former DIG of the BSF, Mr. S.P. Vaid, former DGP of J&K, and Group Captain Dr. V.N. Jha with us as well. Let me begin this conversation with Mr. S.P. Vaid. Mr. Vaid, there is no debate or discussion per se, but I just want to understand from your perspective, sir, what do we do to sensitize the citizens in the country over what I've just said, and also to perhaps make people understand that the decisions that India has taken in the past 4 days, none of it has been in haste. It is all basis information, as I've said, which we may not be privy to. And that's the right that has been given to the government and the forces by us.
जी नमस्कार आपको and all your viewers. My good evening. See, I have remained a police officer, a bureaucrat all through the career. Let me mention here, the system of the government is very well established, and many of the people who are on the social media do not understand this. They must realize that all these decisions are taken by the elected government, that is political executive, and Prime Minister is the chief executive of the government. And the job of the bureaucrats, whether it is foreign secretary or whether it is the other civil servants or police officers or army officers, are to implement those decisions taken by the political executive. And these trollers do not understand. They actually think that foreign secretary himself is taking this decision. He is there to implement the decisions taken by the government. And there are many facts which common man, you and I don't know. I don't know many inputs and many information which the people who are in charge of the government, they have access to so many different versions of the information coming from all corners. So the decisions are not taken on emotions. Mr. Misri is an outstanding officer of the Foreign Service, and look at his profile, career profile. I think it should be an envy of any bureaucrat or any police officer or any Foreign Service officer. So he is serving the nation by implementing those decisions which are being taken by the highest executive of the country, political executive of the country. This the trollers must understand. But we all face trolling. I have been, even after retirement, now since I am on social media, you can't imagine the kind of abuse I get. Because I have remained in Jammu and Kashmir, I understand these trollers may be from some parts of the country and also from Pakistan, whose only job is to abuse, troll, to say all nonsense things. But what is very disturbing in case of Mr. Misri, they went to the extent of his family, his daughter, I am told. Very, very sad. And such an outstanding officer doing his national job, you troll his daughter, what she is doing and what all. A very, very sad state of affairs. I think such people should be identified, and they should be, I think some kind of legal action must be taken against them. This is not the way you troll such a senior officer of the Foreign Service who's only doing his national job as a Foreign Secretary, conveying, if he has been tasked with press conference, conveying to the people the decisions of the highest body and decisions of the government, that is the Chief Executive, Honorable Prime Minister, and his Council of Ministers. So very sad. I feel very,
Absolutely.
very, yes.
Yes, and you've also pointed out, and shared, Mr. Baid, your former DGP of J&K, one of the toughest places, perhaps, in India, given the situation that has been. Of course, thank you for your service, sir, but it's so unfortunate that you've also faced this sort of trolling. People just don't understand how the forces and our police personnel put their lives online to serve us. Group Captain V.N. Jha, I want to bring you into the conversation, sir. Uh, do you think somewhere perhaps after the address of the Prime Minister tonight, this entire, uh, the emotions, I can say at this point in time, are running pretty high in the country? A lot of people um, are feeling as though there should not have been a ceasefire. A lot of people, we're just sitting comfortably in our homes, in our drawing rooms, on our dining tables, and we're talking about how there shouldn't have been a ceasefire, how Pakistan was being brought to its knees and India stopped at the wrong time, so on and so forth. Group Captain Jha, I want to understand from your perspective and help from a military perspective, make the viewers understand why India took the decision that it did. On what basis are these decisions made?
Devika, very good evening to you. Look, it's not me. When I'm talking here on this panel, I'm not talking about me, what has happened with me. It is India. Right now, see, we are still at war. There is only a pause. What has transpired between the two DGMOs, we are not yet aware of it. Ceasefire has not been announced, so we are practically still at war. And at this moment, government is doing what it has been mandated to do. It is not only the government, even all the political parties have been taken into confidence both before Operation Sindoor as well as after Operation Sindoor for the events that unfolded thereafter. So government has taken the entire polity along with it. So what, and everyone has conveyed this in a single word, that we are with the government and you decide. And at every moment thereafter, what we have seen PM doing, PMO doing, RMO doing, NSA, CDS, and the three service chiefs, they have all sat down together, huddled, and then taken a decision as to what is the next. Now, having done all this, and at all stages, it was before Op Sindhu, after Op Sindhu, before retaliating to the firing by Indus by Pakistan, and while it was all continuing. So at every moment, government, along with its core group, have been in the process of taking decision. So we have got no authority or reason at all at our level to anywhere differ from the government, because we have authorized government as on today till the time ceasefire happens, that please take a decision as you deem appropriate, and all of us, we are with you. All right. Having said this, now this troll army is something that you cannot get wished away, because today the media is the global media. I mean, something will happen at one place and the implications and the repercussions will be somewhere else as well. It is the fact of the day. But more than that, here comes the government as an individual, as an affected party. I should be protected by the government of the day. Just some time back, I was in a discussion with some of the political party who have started objecting. I just asked one question: if you have this reservation that government should not go into the ceasefire, did you make it clear in your all-party meeting that government should not go to the ceasefire? It should go to the war, whatever it may come. No, they have not done that. So it is for the government of the day. It becomes slightly firm. I'm not saying become rigid. Do be sensitive to the sentiments what are happening here, but be firm. The decision that you have taken, it is not your alone. It is with the entire polity. It is with the entire support groups that you have got. It is with the entire decision makers that is at your end. So it is
Yes.
with that, and we are with that. Now, if there is any provision in the Constitution of India or with the Bharati Nyaya Samhita to punish these people who are posing a challenge or threat or of any kind to the another group of people in India who are presently serving the Indian state, and please do take action against them, whether it is a polity or it is with a troll army or it is with anyone. Look, the entire thing that is unfolding in the last 2 3 days. I, being a service personnel, I have about 39 years of service. My way of thinking may be slightly different, but that is 20 years back. I was in the armed forces. Today's air chiefs, army chief, naval chief are the people who know their assets, who know their capabilities, who are the right people to take a decision. There is a CDS, there is an NSA, all of them combined together are taking decision. So where do I stand with a single mind? Question doesn't arise. So I always sit on the fringe of it. Let the decision, what these people, the core group, have taken, go along, and I am no one to counter it. Yes, when I am asked not as an individual, but having a person having 39 years of service, having seen some of the scenario, my feeling, yes, I may suggest that if I was in so and so position, I would have preferred this sort of thing. But again, re-emphasize the government of the day in the situation of the war, when we have mandated them to take a decision, whatever decision they have taken, it is imperative to follow all of us. Everything else is in the backdrop. Devika.
Okay, on that note, I also want to bring in to the conversation then Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. Ambassador Sachdev, your perspective, sir, on what's just happened, and like I said, how do we sensitize the people in the country on why a decision was taken, and why do you think we've reached an age and stage where we are abusing and trolling our own officers?
Thank you, Devika. Pleased to be here on your channel discussing this very important development. I think 2 or 3 points one can make as a former colleague of the Foreign Secretary. He is an exceptionally bright officer, and he has already served in very sensitive capacities with great capability and competence. I think there is not an iota of doubt in anyone's mind in the professional circles of his merit and what he's done through this very difficult period of Indo-Pak tensions. Secondly, I would like to also add that as a former ambassador myself, willy-nilly ambassadors, foreign secretaries and others become quasi-public figures. And they are therefore subject to all sort of ridicule and trolling and rest of it. I myself, as a very junior officer during Operation Blue Star, was for writing a piece about it in a Saudi newspaper, was threatened with death. So when those days one got paper in an envelope, and it was quickly crumpled and thrown into the waste paper basket. I think today times have changed. Social media is very active. It provides anonymity. It provides all sort of a platform for saying whatever without any responsibility to be taken, or so they think. It is therefore likely to have been misused. Devika, you have mentioned that many of the trollers were Indians, but I have my doubts. They could have been Indians, but they could also have been non-Indians. It's a universal platform. You can be anywhere, adopt a new name, new nationality, and go on with it. It's not for nothing that it is called X, for example. I think we would need to be dismissive of this trend, but at the same time, today's social media watchdogs are able to pinpoint people and make them accountable. I think we should have zero tolerance for this kind of social media terrorism, and we should make sure that examples are set so that such cases do not proliferate and are curbed in the bud. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. R.K. Bhargav, I leave the last word with you, sir. I want to understand also from your perspective, whatever has happened so far, how do we, like I said, somewhere address then the heightened emotions that persist in the country? Do you feel that somewhere after the address of the Prime Minister tonight, somewhere there will be some understanding that people are waiting and hoping for? Okay, I seem to have lost that line with Mr. Bhargav. Let me take that last question then with Mr. S.P. Ved. Ms. Bhargav, we seem to be having some trouble there, sir, technically with you. My apologies for that. Mr. S.P. Ved, before I wrap up, sir, same question to you. I want to understand from you. Do you think somewhere, perhaps the Prime Minister's address expected in the next 1 hour will help somewhere quieten and quieten the emotions and the heightened emotions that we are feeling as Indians today?
It will. See, the decisions are taken in the best interest of the country, and we should have faith in our leadership. We have entrusted them this responsibility of running the country, and best minds are in, taking these decisions. Best minds of the country, those who are experts, are consulted. All three service chiefs are there, the CDS is there, NSA is there, Defense Minister is there. The Honorable Prime Minister is chairing everyone. You have inputs from the intelligence agencies, RAW and IB. You have inputs from many other sources. So I may not be privy to those inputs, which Honorable Prime Minister, he has many sources of information. So those who are trolling do not know all the facts. So they should have faith in Honorable Prime Minister. I think in his speech after 8 p.m., things would be much clearer. Even I tweeted when ceasefire happened that I wish as a Bharatiya that Pakistan was brought down to its knees in the last 2 days. I wish another 2-3 days were given to armed forces. They would have made them crawl in front of the Prime Minister. So that was my sentiment. I think that must have been the sentiment of every Indian and even people who were taking this decision. So I think we should have faith in them. They have inputs which you and I don't have. So let's have trust in our leadership.
All right. Thank you so much for that perspective to all our guests.